Hello, what is going on? Welcome to New Earth. What is up, guys? It is Kevin with Optimized Essentials, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you how to know if you are entering 5D consciousness. Now, I've looked into Ascension, 5D, months back, maybe even a year or two ago, but none of it really resonated, right? A lot of it just sounded like generic, mainstream ascension symptoms, right? That I had trouble kind of accepting because a lot of the stuff I read was generic, right? They talked about experiencing headaches, dizziness, emotional upheaval, just kind of all around chaoticness, right? Although I did experience that, I also had a part of me that questioned, like, don't we all go through that even if there isn't a shift going on? So I kind of dismissed it. But what inspired me to make this video today was seeing the rise, the collective shift, the collective awakening, right? The collective consciousness just becoming more woke, more conscious. And there's no denying this because anyone you talk to or a lot of people, they can sense that something is going on, especially if you're watching this during the time of the virus bullshit, right? A lot of people know, even if they don't look up the conspiracies, right? A lot of people understand that there's something deeper that's going on. And in today's video, I'm going to discuss with you 5 symptoms, not the generic bullshit, right? 5 symptoms that you can kind of look out for. Now, these are all subjective, but I did my best to make sure that they are somewhat relatable to everyone because they came from my personal experience, but at the same time through observation of other people, okay? So I did my best to make sure that this is stuff that people who are conscious and awake can relate to, and also that it is principle-based, okay? And then I'm also going to read to you an excerpt at the end that will tie it all together. So make sure you stay for that. I didn't write it, someone else did. They talked about it in terms of the evolution of certain insects, just life in general, okay? So here we go. 5 symptoms. Okay, number 1, the most obvious one is you are more woke, right? You are more conscious. And this sounds kind of like simplistic and basic, but let me explain. Fundamentally, if we are consciousness at its core, right, that awareness pervading our existence, that awareness in the background, behind your eyes, that can feel and sense the things, the sensations going on in your legs, in your arms, in your body, in your stomach, that awareness is the real you. You are simply embodying a body. You're an avatar, okay? And the more evolved you are, the more awakened you are. My shirt, guys, wake the fuck up. The more awakened you are and enlightened, right? Let me back up a little bit. The more conscious and awake you are, the more enlightened you are. Because you can access the different chakras, the different abilities within your body. So the idea of you're becoming more woke or becoming more conscious, for the people who are already conscious, they're becoming even more conscious, they're becoming more evolved and becoming more awake. You're tapping into more of your spiritual nature, your essence, your consciousness at its core. You're unlocking your abilities as a conscious being. So that's what I mean by you're becoming more woke, also known as conscious. I took notes, by the way, in case I rear off, because I have a tendency to ramble. So to add on to that, you're more aware of what's going on, right? You're more aware of your conscious nature. You're aware of all of the fact that we're all interconnected, right? The interconnectedness of all things. And you're aware of all of the lies that are going on, okay? Meaning it's supposedly the Aquarian age where things get exposed, the age of knowledge, right? People are seeing behind the curtains, peeling behind the curtains. A lot of that analogy has been used of, I forgot who that little girl was, who looks behind the curtain and sees the old man. Well, that is exactly what's going on right now, right? We're seeing behind the politicians, we're seeing behind the corrupt people, and we're seeing the truth. We can no longer be suppressed, which is why I made the shirt, but I'll explain more of that towards the end because I don't want to plug my stuff too much. Number 2, you're able to intuit things much more easily. In other words, you can also feel on a much, much deeper level. Because think of it this way. If you're a conscious being, right, and you were subjected to indoctrination as a kid, as a young child, and you are now becoming more awoke, you're becoming from an unconscious state of being, you're becoming more conscious, you now become increasingly more aware of all of these sensations flowing through you, all of the bad habits that you are participating in, all the bad habits that are plaguing you, all the things that are kind of interrupting and ruining your life, all of the things that people are saying, all the things that aren't in alignment with who you truly are, who you want to be, who you are becoming, your conscious nature, right? Your essence, your consciousness at its core. Everything that is basically happening, you're able to intuit and feel on a much deeper level. It's becoming more clear. But at the same time, there's also, on the flip side, more chaos, right? That's where the chaotic emotional upheaval is going on, because the shift that's going on is causing supposedly all of the emotions that are being trapped or neglected to rise, and it's stirring up the pot, and everyone else's stuff is stirring up the pot. So you're picking up on all kinds of stuff, and you're picking up on your own stuff, and everything is just chaotic, right? But what I also wanted to say is your ability to be conscious of and pierce through all of the bullshit, so to say, and know what it is you're supposed to be doing, or intuit what you're supposed to be doing, is so much more clear and powerful. Meaning you might get an insight, you might get a download, you might get a hunch of inspiration, as Napoleon calls it, and know, okay, this is exactly what I need to be doing. Because in the midst of all this chaos, what I need to be doing has become more clear. And sometimes it's just doing absolutely nothing. Meaning I could be spending my time looking into conspiracy, right? Not doing my life's work and just consuming information, right? As the caterpillar consumes, right? Just eats and eats and eats and eats and eats, and then decides to transform into a butterfly. I think the long-term vision of what I see for my life, and maybe you feel the same way, although it's out in the future, right now, that whatever we're doing, none of it is making sense, right? Supposedly we're in Mercury retrograde too. I'm not too much into astrology, but I look into it just so I can understand what's going on, right? I'm consuming information, taking in knowledge so that I can piece together the puzzle. So I think what's going on is we're able to intuit and feel, okay, this is what we should be doing right here, right now. And it's so much more clear, and it's so much more in alignment with what we're supposed to be doing. Meaning right now for you, maybe you know in the back of your mind, you should be working on your business, but right now, what's dominating your emotions and what you're intuiting right now is, okay, I need to address my health or get in shape. I need to fix my family problems. I need to do this or that. Maybe for some of you, it is starting your business right now. I don't know, but whatever you're intuiting, whatever you're receiving, there's like no other option that makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is what you're doing right now. And that's what I mean by you're able to feel on a much deeper level because you're more conscious of what you're supposed to be doing. You're more connected with your divine plan, your divine nature, or you're more in alignment with everything that's going on. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, manifestations are happening much more quicker. And I'm not just talking about material manifestations like, oh, manifesting money out of thin air or attracting people. Yes, and partially. But more specifically, what I want to talk about is what you're sending and you're receiving and what you're feeling, which is similar to what I was talking about in terms of intuiting, right? Feeling and receiving thoughts of the ether. The manifestations are happening much quicker because the energy is being amplified, which I'll also talk about in number 4. I don't want to, skip ahead too much, but with the shift that is going on, there's an energetic shift that's going on, and that shift is causing manifestations, right? Not just money, because when we think of manifestation, at least maybe just me, I think of like, oh, mysteriously, magically poofing things out of the air. No, manifestation is anything from just your thoughts manifesting as like movies in your mind, right? Thoughts, emotions coming into your head, associating with people, talking to people. For me, how I perceived it is whatever I was putting out in terms of social media, the thoughts I was putting out, I would receive it so much quicker. And it was much more vivid. For some people who are more advanced into manifestation, getting into law of attraction, all that other new age stuff, maybe they are attracting people much quicker. Maybe they are manifesting business opportunities much quicker. Maybe they are aligning with their life purpose much more quicker. But everything just seems like it's happening much, much faster. And that leads me to point number four. Time is going by much quicker. I literally woke up today inspired to make this video. I woke up like, I probably because I got like 4 hours of sleep the last night, but I slept for 8 hours and I literally felt like I just closed my eyes and woke up and I was like, it's 6 o'clock. I slept at 10 and it's like 6 o'clock. I'm like, time is going by fast. It's like going by faster. And, you know, I was like, you know, I need to make a video about this. It's about the right time because this whole month I've been kind of procrastinating and like, there felt like there was so much resistance, so much gravity putting onto me or being put onto me that I couldn't move. Like, I couldn't work on my business. But today is like effortless. I just woke up like, bang, I got to do this. So let me explain. So why is time going by faster? This is my theory. This is my hypothesis, okay? I call it the sun energy, okay? The gravitational pull. If you look into it, every 26,000 years, right? It was like 25,960, but you round to 20,600, 26,000. There is the precession of equinoxes. Basically, right? The closer we're getting to this energetic shift, the more people that wake up. Think of awakening like a flower blossoming, a fruit tree ripening, a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, etc. At a certain point, humans will evolve, right? Humans must evolve. It's just by laws of nature, right? Some will evolve faster, some will evolve slower. But as a global collective, Earth, right? Earth is one cell, right? One big cell. Dude, here's a mind trip, okay? Let me zoom back a little bit. Inside of your body, okay, you are a single cell organism. Within your body, you have millions and trillions of cells. Within those cells, there's an immune system, there's like a nucleus, etc. Well, if you zoom out of your body onto Earth, Earth is one cell, right? And within the cell of Earth, there is the immune system, there is like, you know, different organs, and the millions of billions of people living in it are individual cells, and those individual cells have individual cells. But if you zoom out of Earth and you look at it, there's the sun, there's the other planets, and there's et cetera, et cetera. And then if you zoom out of the sun, there's the galaxy, there's the Milky Way galaxy, there's other stars and planets, and that's a cell of itself. And then you zoom out of that, and it's the universe is one big-ass cell. So it's basically that fractal pattern playing over and over again. And if you zoom out of the universe, there's like the multiverse, okay? So with all that kind of painted picture, the idea is Earth is traveling or is orbiting around the sun. The sun is orbiting around another star. Whatever star that is, as we get closer or as we orbit within a certain cycle, that energy shift, that energetic shift is causing all of the humans, all of the cells of Earth or Earth herself to shift in terms of her energy. The same way the tree blossoms and has fruits, the same way the butterfly blossoms and has fruits, the same way the caterpillar turns into a butterfly, eventually, by law of nature, the laws of nature, the humans are going to evolve into a more advanced, more conscious versions of humans. All right? But here's the thing, right? Let me go back to what I wrote. Some evolve faster, some evolve slower, but as a global collective, Earth, we're evolving. And a lot of people who can't accept this reality and aren't willing to wake up, they will get recycled either through death or some other means. Meaning, during evolution, some cells transform into different organs while others get digested, right? I looked it up briefly, and the process of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly is that it digests itself before it turns into a butterfly. So the idea is the caterpillar fills up, right? It fills up of nutrients and then it turns into the butterfly. The tree, right, grows from a seedling into a fully grown orange tree, fully grown apple tree, fully grown oak tree. It gets filled up with life force, universal energy, and it blossoms. And that's what's going on with Earth. That's what's going on with humans. We're evolving on a massive scale, and this is undeniable, okay? Now, number 5, we're almost there. This process, in my experience, is causing you to feel more alone or lonely. Now, guys, I've been alone and lonely for most of my life, okay? Most of my life. So this is already normal to me, but I also feel that it's happening on a global scale. Like it's weird, right? But in order to understand this, let me explain to you this excerpt that I read online, and I'll wrap things up because it is so beautifully written, okay? This guy, it was written by, his name, Mark Wynn, on December 9th, 2015, on the viewinside.me, and he talks about imaginal cells, right? Imaginal cells are the ones that basically guide the process of the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. But let me read to you his article, and then we'll wrap up with some thoughts, and I want to hear what you guys think, okay? Imaginal cells are the ones that create the incredible process of metamorphosis that occurs when a caterpillar changes into a butterfly. These cells hold all of the potential for the future, but they initially act separately. Before combining as one to create something incredible that is a greater improvement of their previous existence. The process of this change is amazing. Within the chrysalis, the structure of the caterpillar dissolves into a soupy organic mush. Hitherto dormant cells, imaginal cells, from the caterpillar start to develop the structure of a butterfly, even though there is no similar whatsoever between the two creatures. Initially, each of the imaginal cells operates as a single organism. Very, very important. Entirely independent of one another. The immune system of the caterpillar even identifies them as threats and attacks them. Regardless, the imaginal cells continue. They multiply, they connect with one another, forming clusters. They start to resonate with the same frequency and communicate in the same language. Passing information backwards and forwards until there is a tipping point, when they stop acting as individual separate cells and instead become a multiple cell organism, a butterfly. If we take this analogy to society today, it represents an exciting proposition. When systems are breaking down, hint, hint, you can either collapse and die or rise to the challenge of creating something better and achieve the next stage of evolution. Leaders are the imaginal cells within their community or organization, and not just political leaders, but leaders in general. You can be a leader too, guys. As ideas spread and like minds connect, which we're doing now, the possibilities grow exponentially to transform systems, policies, and processes to meet the greatest challenges in our world today. Thought leaders and others can imagine a greater future and work together to make visions a reality. We are living in an era of increasing interconnectivity. Thanks to the internet across the globe and across different specialisms and areas of interest, people can instantly communicate with one another like never before. Ideas, new problems, and solutions can travel fast and far within seconds. We have the capacity to take advantage of the collective consciousness, acting in groups as community with shared ideas, values, and circumstances instead of individually. With focus on a single intent, whether to create environmentally friendly energy, cure cancer, or reduce hunger, people working together have the power to radically transform the human race and the world we live in. This heralds massive evolutionary change for us. What if we harness this power? What if we worked like imaginal cells, thinking differently from the old ways, working together with others who share our values and principles to create something wonderful in the world? Our speedy communication networks and efficient technology means that we have the power to take collective action to identify solutions to both personal and global problems. This excites me. This is what drives me to look for my imaginal selves in my own community with the aim of connecting and empowering them to accelerate and multiply, to network, to share, and to work together to produce transformational results for the future. Just as it takes the total disintegration of the caterpillar structure in order to create a butterfly, it may take the complete breakdown of present systems before a better future occurs. But I am convinced that each of us working together to make the world a better place will produce something incredible on the other side. Let's fly, baby! Woo! Much love. That was a wonderfully written piece, again, from Mark Wynn. At theviewinside.me, imaginal cells. That describes what I was talking about number 5, right? The process of becoming a butterfly is causing us to feel alone and lonely. Now, I believe that all of us will feel alone and lonely to an extent, but with this global shift, with this awakening, what I believe is going on is we're individuating, guys. We're becoming our own individuals. We're becoming more conscious as our own individuals. And we're going through this massive, very quick, timely shift that is causing each one of us to become our own man and woman, right? And because of that, we're feeling more isolated. But I went to a party the other day, and despite me looking at all these people, I'm like, wow, you guys look so different, right? I don't connect with any of you guys. I don't resonate with anyone. I feel like I'm alone, right? And I've always felt this way, but I felt more this way. But when I talked to these people, when I communicated with them, I'm like, dude, these people are conscious. These people are conscious AF, right? They're woke as fuck, right? And I say this because even though we didn't look similar, right? Even though we didn't really connect as individuals, for some reason, I felt like we were connected on a spiritual way, right? Like the common ground that we had was the interconnected energetic nature, the energetic spiritual side of us. And this is exactly what I think is going on. He talks about imaginal cells, right? Look, these cells hold all of the potential for the future, meaning the seed of becoming our fullest version, our greatest version, our awakening, our enlightenment, right? Us blossoming into full-blown flowers is already within us. But here's the thing. But initially, they act separately, right? Individuating. We're individuating before combining as one to create something incredible that is a great improvement on their previous existence, right? So what is going on is all this chaos is going on, right? We're going into cocoon. We're digesting ourselves. Some people are getting digested. Some people are individuating, awakening, and, becoming all that they can be so that we can reunite as one earth. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. It's a super powerful thing to talk about because here's the thing, right? Let me see. Okay, so hitherto dormant cells, imaginal cells from the caterpillar start to develop the new structure of a butterfly, even though there is no similarity whatsoever between the two creatures. So even though I felt like I was disconnected, that I didn't resonate with these people, it's because we're evolving, right? On a collective scale, we're individuating, and then we're becoming, eventually, we're going to reunite. So we have to become our own people first before we can reunite and awaken. So that are the 5 things that you need to know when it comes down to how to know when you're shifting into this 5D consciousness. Number 1, you're becoming more woke, more conscious, more awakened, more enlightened. And then number 2, you're able to intuit things much more easily. You're able to feel and know what is the right decision to make at the right time. Not always the case, but most often now. Manifestations are happening much quicker, right? Not just in terms of money, but all your thoughts, all your things, right? Time is going by faster, which I believe is because it's an energetic shift. Things are just like amplifying its rate of vibration. And this process is causing a lot of us to feel disconnected, alone, but at the same time, more connected on a spiritual level or inside of us, okay? Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, I encourage you to subscribe. And if you want to support me and get this shirt to wake people the fuck up, right? I made it because I was really angry one day at the gym when they told me to wear a face mask at the gym. Super pissed off. I made the shirt, but at the same time, I realized you can't force people's awakening, okay? There was a story, a Zen story when I was at massage school that talked about, there was a guy who was watching, you know, a caterpillar or a cocoon, right? A caterpillar trying to emerge from the cocoon, or a butterfly trying to get its legs out of the cocoon, and it was struggling. And the guy who was observing that interfered with the process of evolution and tried to help the butterfly get out of its cocoon. And then when the butterfly came out, it was like half formed, half deformed, because he interfered with the process. So I realized, you know, some people will wake up at their own time. Don't interfere with the process, but still do your part to wake people up. Share information. If it's time for them to wake up, they'll wake up. You know, in the back of the shirt, stop sleeping, okay? Wake people up. If you want to support me, get the shirt. And if you're a man watching this, another way you can awaken to your power, to your greatness, to your potential as a human being is to engage in semen retention, sexual transmutation. The same way the butterfly fills up, or the caterpillar fills up to become a butterfly, the same way the tree grows into bears fruit is because it takes in all the nutrients from earth. The caterpillar eats all of the leaves. It's supercharged with energy and life force so that it blossoms. So for men, those of you who are into New Age spirituality, into manifestation, I created a program called Sexual Manifestation, and it's about harnessing your sexual energy, more specifically your semen, so that you're not leaking it everywhere, and it builds up within you and you blossom into a butterfly. In other words, you activate your highest potential by conserving your energy, allowing it to build up and circulate throughout your body, and then transform into whatever it wants to transform. My sexual energy, right, that I didn't dissipate, built up in my body into raw aggression and power that I had to stand up against the system, to create the shirt and to create the program Sexual Manifestation. I was so invigorated and vitalized with sexual energy that I could not help but to transmute and transform that energy into a product, a service. Now, guys, I know if you're thinking like, oh, everyone's trying to sell you something. No, this is just a part of life. The butterfly, the caterpillar needs to eat something in order to transform, right? But whatever the tree takes in through the earth, it produces fruit. So it's an exchange. I give you something to help you transform. You give me something to help me transform. And that cycle keeps going back and forth. And that's the only reason why I'm plugging my stuff, trying to sell you guys my stuff, because this is the fruits that I'm bearing, right? I'm trying to share this with whoever resonates, right? My unique energy signature attracts whoever's watching this, right? Some people will want to support me, some people won't. And the essence of you coming into fruition is that you have a gift. You have your own unique vibrational signature when it comes to fruition as your own unique talent, gift, you know, your own uniqueness when it comes to fruition is going to be a service, a skill, a product that other people can enjoy, just like this video. So with all that being said, guys, I want to thank you for giving me your time today. I hope you enjoyed this. Share this video to help wake other people up if you want to do that and support the mission, right? The friends that I met the other day said, be the leaders of the new earth, or we are the leaders of the new earth. We are the imaginal selves. Bring people together, transforming people into beings of light, love, and consciousness. So have a good one. I will see you guys in the next one.